And welcome everybody to our live coverage of this Carabao Cup fourth round tie from North Wales. The racecourse ground is the venue for what's being called a derby, even though this is a game between two clubs well over 150 kilometres apart. But it's a Welsh derby, all right, as Wrexham, their players arriving here, take on Cardiff City. North Wales against South Wales. 21 years since these clubs played each other. And the winner tonight, and there will be a winner tonight, even if it needs penalties, will go through to the quarter-final of the Carabao Cup. Well, for Wrexham, that would be for the first time since 1978. For Cardiff City, the first time since 2012, when they went on to lose in the final at Wembley in a penalty shootout to Liverpool. Well, Wrexham are in the Championship, of course. They're 16th in the second tier, whilst Cardiff are top of League One, and it is actually the first season since 2000-2001 season that Wrexham have been in a higher division than Cardiff City, and I think you'd probably say that they are slight favourites, but only slight favourites, because Cardiff City are in great form. And I'm delighted to have Lee Hendry alongside me for this one. I mean, this is the hottest ticket in not just North Wales, but the whole of Wales, and the rest of the British Isles and the rest of the world are looking in as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's a fantastic fixture. Like you say, even though it's one of them that the teams have bypassed, and all of a sudden they find themselves coming up in a real good encounter. Really looking forward to the game, actually. The atmosphere bouncing, as you can imagine. A lot on this game. It does feel like it's got that cup final feel, for obvious reasons, with it being a certain derby. So I mean, listen, these are two sides that obviously are such big football clubs and really want to be going places.
Yeah, a bit of geography for you as we look down from that drone shot. The flattened end away to the left-hand side of your screen is the Kop end. It's going to be rebuilt, and the capacity at the racecourse ground, when it is rebuilt, should be up around about the 18,000 mark. We're about 10 to 11,000 at the moment, and there won't be too many spare seats in the house for this one. You can be absolutely certain of that. Wrexham against Cardiff. We know all about the Wrexham story. That's been told many times over the last couple of years, of course, with the Hollywood takeover and all the attention and everything that has happened to them over the last few years, which has just been a magnificent fairy tale. But in many ways, for these Cardiff City fans who's made the journey north today, it's been the opposite, hasn't it? It's been a struggle for them. They find themselves in the third tier again, and they're top of it, mind you, but they've not had a lot to cheer about in recent years.
No, they haven't, and I think they've had to re-establish the football club. I think we find that in football at times, is that, you know, you go for a real lull, and that's what Cardiff have ended up doing, so where they dropped out of the Championship. It's almost a rebuild for them, and that's what they're doing, and they're setting League One alight at the moment. As you said, sitting top of the league. It is all sometimes about taking a step backwards to come forward again, and I feel that will be the case with Cardiff. I really do. I think they'll have a strong season, and I think they'll be in the Championship next season.
Here they come, led out into the racecourse ground by our referee Gavin Ward. It's the players of Wrexham on the left of the screen, and Cardiff City in the blue shirts and white shorts coming out here in front of a packed house at the racecourse ground. It really is a wonderful arena, and the oldest stadium ever to host international football, which is still in use, and it will hold international football again at UEFA youth level coming up shortly over the next 12 months or so. But tonight it's all about the Carabao Cup round 4. This is not a stage that either of these clubs are used to being at in this competition. Just to summarise then, Wrexham have knocked out Hull City in round 1, Preston in round 2, Reading in round 3, Cardiff have knocked out Swindon in round 1, Cheltenham in round 2, and then a win at Premier League Burnley in round 3. And they meet here, the players of Wrexham and Cardiff. There are only, of course, only 4 Welsh clubs in the English Football League system, or the top 4 leagues of it, and here 2 of them meet for the first time in a long time. Wrexham boss Phil Parkinson making 7 changes after the side which started a very good draw at Middlesbrough at the weekend in the Championship. In come Callum Burton in goal, Connor Cody, Ollie Rathbone, Lewis O'Brien, Nathan Broadhead, Ryan Barnett and Sam Smith are those who come in. Good news too on the bench, James McLean and Ben Sheaf have both returned from injury to appear as substitutes tonight. Lewis Brunt, bad news though, he'll be missing for some weeks with a hamstring injury, and Callum Doyle is missing, suspended today. Cardiff manager Barry Murphy makes 5 changes to 11, which started their weekend defeat at Bolton. That was their first away defeat of the season in any competition. Callum Chambers, Ronan Capaccio, Ryan Wintle, Joe Colwill and Kian Ashford are the 5 to come in. All of those who sit out are amongst the substitutes. So that means that the Colwill brothers both start, and on the bench Gabriel Osho appears, having recovered from injury. When you're looking at experience in this side, this Wrexham side, look no further than him, Connor Cody.
Oh, definitely, he comes with the full category, doesn't he? And he's been around the block, he knows exactly what to expect, particularly in massive games as we are just approaching kick-off. He will know what it's all about. He will be keeping the nerves of certain players that are in and around that squad on a certain level.
So this is what they've been talking about ever since the draw was made. Wrexham against Cardiff City. It promises to be a really good night at the racecourse. There's another defender with bags of experience, Callum Chambers, once of Southampton and Arsenal, and like Connor Cody, a former England full international. The changes to the two teams expected, obviously, because you know, the league campaign is so arduous, the games come so thick and fast, and you've got to use your squad. The players who haven't been involved over the last couple of weeks need minutes.
Yeah, they do, and this is the whole point of cup competitions. This is the opportunity for players that aren't actually featuring in the side. And yes, we know these days it's all about squad depth and utilising the squad as much as possible, and that's what's happened this evening. But we've got 2 strong starting 11s here.
So here we go, Gavin Ward's the referee, Bhupinder Singh Gill, Connor Brown the assistants, Benjamin Speedy the 4th. A reminder there's no VAR, a reminder too that if it's all square after 90 there'll be no extra time. We go straight to penalties if there is nothing between them in 90 minutes time. Wrexham get us underway, kicking from right to left in the first 45 minutes in red and white against Cardiff City in blue and white. And the first forward ball is a little bit of a test for Connor Cody, who won the header. And this is Ronan Capaccio, the right back for Cardiff City, finding Omari Kellyman, who's on loan at the club from Chelsea. And the first touch for Nathan Trott in the Cardiff City goal.
They've got vibrant inside Cardiff City, haven't. Barry Murphy's trying to study what he wants out of his side and his style of play. Watched them over pre-season quite a bit, obviously doing some of their games early on this season. And I do feel that they have so much potential out there. It's sometimes looking at when you've got a young squad, is that going to be enough? Sometimes you need a few experienced heads, which they do have. And there is a few in there this evening.
Here's Chambers back to Joel Bagan, the left back, who actually was a doubt for this game, but he's been past fit. Cardiff City regained possession midway inside that Wrexham half of the field. The shot was charged down as Ruben Colwill hit it. He's very much the star of the show, of course, for Cardiff City. This is Kellyman drifting inside. The angle was there for the shot, and it hit George Dobson, I think, just inside the penalty area.
Yeah, it was a big block from George Dobson. He gets across, doesn't he? Make sure he's not allowing that strike from Kellyman to take any opportunity to test Callum Burton in the goal. But really good start from Cardiff City. He'll be over the moon, he really will. Know what this game's all about. He knows what the gratitude of it is. He's just keeping players on a level.
Yeah, Cardiff have started nicely. Here's Fish. And it's actually a Wrexham back 4, isn't it? Which is a little bit of a Actually, no, it's a back five, kind of 5-4-1. Normally, Phil Parkinson would play with a 3 or a 5. Out of possession, they're going to be a 5. Here's Colwill, Ruben Colwill, that is, the older of the two, running into the challenge of Ryan Barnett. Barnett clipping it up towards halfway. Barnett will chase this as well. He's just lost his footing. If there was a coming together, it was accidental.
I think we're going to see a few tasty challenges this evening, there's no doubt. You know, I always remember playing in derby games, and there's always something that's so different. It's so hard to really explain as a player. It's the feel factor, it's the buzz, it's almost like a cup final feel. I know this is cup competition, but it takes it to another level.
Chambers with the ball wide. Kieran Ashford back infield to Ruben Colwill. Wintle again. Wrexham have barely touched the ball in the first 3.5 minutes. Little touch around the corner from Joel Colwill, didn't quite come off. How highly do you rate Ruben Colwill, number 10, Cardiff City?
Oh, well, I topped him at the start of the season. You know, I've watched a lot of him in the Championship, and I've always felt that there's something more that he can bring. I mean, the two brothers are very good, but Ruben, for me, can be such a special talent, particularly his physicality. He's good on the ball, he's got a bit of absolutely everything, but he has to step up this season and be that key man. I feel that he can certainly win all the awards across the board for Cardiff and in the league.
Well, he has managed to side in the League Cup final Phil Parkinson. It was Bradford City in 2013. They played Swansea City in the final, and I'm afraid he probably won't look back on it with that much pleasure, because they got thumped 5-0, which at Wembley the final can't be pleasant.
Yeah, well, again, he comes with some experience as well, doesn't he, Phil Parkinson? Such a good guy as well. One of them sort of characters around the game who wears his heart on his sleeve. But I think the way he sets up, just going back to the formation you touched on in that back five, is that's what they'll be happy, and that's the way they will set up. Cardiff will probably dominate a lot of the football this evening, because Brian Barry Murphy likes to play in that style of possession, whereas Phil Parkinson doesn't mind going back to front quite quickly, particularly with the players that he has up top that can secure that ball and squeeze them up the pitch.
His Fish getting it wide to Kellyman, who's just run out of pitch there, and it's going to be a throw into Wrexham. Kellyman, one of those youngsters, came through your former club, of course, a Villa youngster who was signed for pretty big money by Chelsea as a prospect, really, and he's made no impact yet at Stamford Bridge. I mean, a good season on loan could be absolutely gold dust for him.
Well, you know, I mean, recently spoke about this and says about, you know, these days, and what we're seeing quite a lot of now is so many young players going out and getting some experience at different football clubs, where we're talking about big football clubs as well, and they have to go and learn their trade, don't they? They have to get that physicality of growing out of being a boy to a man, really, and that's what's brilliant about the EFL, I feel, is that we've got so many talented young players throughout the leagues, and they're learning their trades with experienced players who might have dropped out of top flight.
And he's still only 20, Kellyman. This is Connor Cody, probably wishes he was still 20, but he's not. Finding Cleweth. Ryan Barnett's forward ball, picked off by Callum Chambers. Flick from Ruben Colwill. They're appealing for a free kick against George Dobson, but it's not been given. Lewis O'Brien can tidy up for Wrexham, and this is Ryan Longman around the corner. It's not a bad ball either, and it's helped back in to O'Brien. O'Brien to Longman. Longman trying to get outside of Capaccio. It's a good block.
Well, that's what Cardiff have to be aware of, is that just said about Wrexham won't be fussed about possession stats at all. They'll be looking at utilising the wide areas in this formation, out of possession of back five. When they have possession, they'll get them wing-backs high up the pitch. So that's Barnett and Longman, who we've just seen there, trying to beat Capaccio, where he can put delivery into the box, because they have the two up top in Smith and Broadhead. So that won't fuss them, and that'd be the danger. Cardiff have to be aware of that danger.
Callum Burton in the Wrexham goal tonight rather than Arthur Okonkwo, who has been the regular #1 this season, but Burton did play in an earlier round in the Carabao and is an experienced goalkeeper. He is Colwell Senior. Colwell Junior actually celebrated his 21st birthday yesterday.
Yeah, two very, very good players, and I mean, I know I touched on Ruben Colwell, but Joel Colwell, I'll tell you, he has got a different way and a different style about his play, where he makes the bursting runs from midfield and goes and joins in. So a lot coming on from this sort of right-hand side, where there is double-ups at times with Carabao and Kellyman. He can cause problems, he stretches defences.
It's going to be a Wrexham throw-in. It's not the easiest journey by road from Cardiff to Wrexham. A lot of cross-country driving on that trip.
It does seem to be that way in Wales, doesn't it, to be quite honest. But yes, it's...
Yeah, 150 odd K doesn't seem like that far, but try doing it in a wet autumn late afternoon. Here come Wrexham getting bodies forward. Lewis O'Brien carried it well and almost sneaked it into Sam Smith. Tied it up really well by Carabao, who read the danger very quickly and finds Kian Ashford.
It was a bad touch there, wasn't it, from Sam Smith? He's got to get it out of his feet rather than maybe just getting it on the instep. That's where he can run on, and a big touch out of his feet. He's got every chance of really testing there, the trotting that Cardiff goal.
This is Callum Chambers exchanging possession with Wintle. Trots long ball downfield. There was a little pull there by Yusuf Salek. It's going to be a free kick to Wrexham. Good run by Longman. Broadhead, one of those brought in by Phil Parkinson in the summer, who's been at the club now for getting on 4.5 years. It's been a wonderful ride. Nicely brought down by Wintle. Passes on and it's played into Kellyman by Colwell. Kellyman, and it's retrieved by Colwell, blocked. Carabao for Cardiff City here. Colwell's little back heel, and then the shot driven in, blocked again as Joel Colwell hit it.
Well, they're asking all the questions, aren't they, Cardiff? This is brilliant from Ruben Colwell. He gets in them really clever positions in that 10 pocket, but then he utilises that little bit of clever footwork. Have a look at this for a little Cruyff back into his brother's path, and excellent defending in the end, wasn't it, from Wrexham, really throwing bodies at them strikes. A number of strikes and opportunities you might say should have done possibly better there, Cardiff.
Carabao finding Bagan sent out to Ashford. Ashford looking to take on Ryan Barnett. It's cleared away by Cleworth, little nod down. Something on here for Wrexham with Lewis O'Brien on the ball, trying to spread it away to Broadhead, who I think is onside. It's been tightish. Broadhead for Wrexham, and O'Brien's shot comes back to Broadhead and he's put it wide. He actually had a little bit more time than I think he realised.
Yeah, he kind of snatched at the shot, didn't he? I don't think he really had to take that first time. Have a look at this for a clever pass though from Lewis O'Brien, feeding Nathan Broadhead, putting it into the space, turning defence into attack quite quickly. And Broadhead is just waiting for some support. Carabao holding him up. Get really fortunate, but there, maybe have that touch, take the spin off the ball. And he might have had a better opportunity.
That's an error, and it might be pounced on. George Thompson gave it away. It's a great save, but it's tapped in, and Cardiff City strike first. Yusuf Salek from a tight angle after Callum Burton had made a good save, but Salek is there And Cardiff City lead at the racecourse by a goal to nil.
Oh, it's massive. I mean, just have a look at the fans, the joy. This is what it's all about, and it's a massive goal. And you must say, in these opening 12 minutes or so, Cardiff have been the better side. They've utilised the ball well. Ruben Colwill has been a certain thorn. And just have a look again here. Goes forward. Salek just gets fouled. It might have been called up, but they put the press on, they put the squeeze on. And yes, they pick up the ball. It's a clever reverse pass into Kellyman. And then the save, brilliant from Burton. Ruben Colwill just slides him in. He takes it first time. It's a great save. Credit to Salek. He pounces, and he won't get an easier finish than that, will he? A yard out or so, and fill your boots. 1-0 Cardiff, and thoroughly deserved.
Yeah. George Thomason had his pocket picked by Kellyman, really. It was his pressure which forced the error. And Salek profits, and Cardiff City lead by a goal to nil.
It's been a frantic start. I mean, to be honest, that Wrexham have had some really good, decent opportunities and plays going forward where we've just seen maybe not having that finishing touch on the end of things, but I do feel that there's goals in this game for lots of reasons. And this is two sides that will ask plenty of questions throughout this evening.
Pinged away by Cody, headed out of play by Bagan. Wrexham have a throw-in. How can they respond? Last time they met was actually the Premier Cup competition, which is the FA of Wales competition. It was a semi-final. Wrexham won it on penalties. That was in 2004, so we're going back more than 2 decades. That is why it's so important to the fans.
Yeah, dating back some time, and that's, I say, these derby games are really, really special.
And Cardiff have started this one really well. Callum Chambers finding Bagan. Here is Wintle. Ashford. Fish with the forward ball. Capaccio popping up in midfield from right back. Colwill spreading it wide. Bagan down the line to Kieran Ashford. It's a shooting chance, which Wintle took on. Good block, actually.
Yeah, Dobson flying out his defensive area there. And they are pegged back at the moment, Wrexham. Suddenly it find a little foothold in the game, whether it's a little spell of possession, really getting a grip of this game. This could be a long evening.
Wrexham started the season a bit shakily, but they've really steadied the ship. Only one defeat in their last 8 in all competitions. That came at Stoke. And they've got themselves up from the bottom reaches in towards lower mid-table in the Championship with that decent run of form, but they've certainly been second best here in the first 15 minutes. Joel Colwill. I think he thought he was fouled, but it's not going to free kick.
It looked like there was a slight nudge there. Sure, he won't be too happy with the start that's gone off. He's dominating plenty of the ball.
Phil Parkinson, who we saw there, has 5 promotions on his CV. One with Colchester, one with Bolton, and 3 with Wrexham. Kieran Ashford. The free kick is given. It's Ryan Barnett's challenge on Ashford. Sometimes, Lee, you think a side can just shoot up through the divisions a little bit too quickly for their own good. You think Luton Town, Ipswich won Championship, Premier League in successive seasons, straight down again to the Championship. Wrexham have to guard against that.
Yeah, it's tough. It really is. I mean, the journey they've been on has been outstanding. There's no doubt. Credit you have to give to them. But yes, sometimes that can happen.
Kellyman, good save. Burton and his near post. Well, Wrexham in danger here of going further behind.
Yeah, they can't afford to either, because at this moment in time, I mean, any time that Cardiff go forward, they look like they are going to go and get a goal, don't they? I mean, they get a little bit fortunate here. Salek just picks the ball up, but Kellyman's had a lot of ball in these opening stages. He's been the danger, along with Ruben Colville.
And it's Kellyman with this Cardiff City corner, which is played short to Kian Ashford. Kellyman. That's a decent ball, and it needed to be defended, and it is going to be a corner kick as it was put behind by Max Cleworth.
Yeah, it's a big header as well, because it's not bad delivery, it's a deep in-swinging cross. It has to be dealt with yet again. Cleworth has to make sure that he gets some form of contact, because Fish is breathing down his neck. He wants to just guide that back across the area. Callum Chambers is waiting for a simple tap-in.
So corner Cardiff again from the other side this time. Kian Ashford's delivery is deep toward the back post, nodded firmly away by Smith. Here's Kellyman. Capaccio. Bagan getting it wide to Ashford. Look how many blue shirts are in the middle.
I'll tell you what, they're enjoying themselves on out there. There's no doubt of that.
Bagan was being urged to shoot. I think he thought about it, and that's hit the outside of the post as it was smashed by Kian Ashford, touched onto the woodwork. It's a good save again.
Yeah, well, this Derby game hasn't phased these young players that are in blue and white for Cardiff. And Ashford taking that strike on. It's a massive save again from Callum Burton. He has to guide and protect that near post. He does, and it's a good job he does, because that strong hand just forces the ball onto the post. Now for another corner.
Ashford with the delivery. Oh, goodness me. Callum Chambers was close to getting something on that. Well, this, at the moment, almost 20 minutes into this cup tie, is one-way traffic, Lee Hendrick.
Yeah, I mean, does Callum Chambers actually believe he's going to get on the end of that? I think if he does, he half gets an opportunity at goal there. The half chance maybe gone begging.
He'll be absolutely delighted.
They have been outstanding, haven't they? They've dictated the football, dictated that midfield area, which I felt was going to be important this evening. Really, really asked every possible question they can so far. And the only positive for Wrexham so far is that the scoreline still remains 1-0.
Yeah. It's charged down. Wrexham get themselves a throw in as Ryan Barnett was looking to deliver. Such a great point for them at Middlesbrough at the weekend, the Championship League leaders. That's a really brilliant point, and I think at the moment Phil Parkinson will feel that they haven't taken the momentum of that into tonight.
Yeah, listen, it's difficult at times because there are a number of changes that get made, and partnerships get developed throughout the season, but these are players that maybe are on the fringe, players that are trying to force their way into a starting 11, and that's sometimes the disappointment. Is there enough going on out there for Wrexham to really ask the question?
Brian Barry Murphy, who worked in the youth setup at Manchester City before taking the big job at the Cardiff City Stadium. Rathbone, Thomason, neatly away from Kellyman, O'Brien, Longman, little glancing header, off target, well off target really from Smith.
It's difficult, it's better, as I said, with that the extra player in midfield for Wrexham playing in this formation. They have to get a firm grip hold of the game. This was that opportunity for Nathan Broadhead. He literally snatched at that, and then the goal, a really good save might I add from Burton in goal, but forces it away as a goalkeeper should do. And then credit to the centre forward Salek, he pounces, and it's a simple tap in, and as I said, thoroughly deserved for the away side. They should be leading, and they are.
Half a dozen goals now this season already for Yusuf Salek. Here come Wrexham. We're nearly halfway through the first half of the game. Drag back from Broadhead. Cleared away by Fish. It's a foul on Kellyman. It was Kellyman putting Thomason under pressure, which led to that goal, forced the error from the Wrexham defender. Salek's turned well. Ruben Colwill. It's a foul. He was just knocked over by Rathbone. This is a Cardiff free kick in a really good area.
He's been outstanding. I know that we highlighted him most of the game starting, but just having that confidence and that aura around him in that situation. And it's quite easy to try and flick that ball away. He uses his strength, and this is a real good opportunity for Cardiff and for Ruben Colwill. I've seen him take these opportunities and really thrive off dead ball situations. He's very, very good at this, and this is a real sort of range that you'd fancy him to hit the target. Maybe go and get a second here.
Yeah, it's far enough out that he can get it over the wall and under the bar for sure. Joel Bagan over it as well, as you can see, but Colwill, it is, and it dips and it hits the bar. What a super effort. He's really unlucky. Nodded back in, and the whistle has gone. I think the flag is up. Well, it's a great free kick, and it cannons back off the crossbar. That's twice now Cardiff have hit the woodwork.
How good is that, though? I mean, it's brilliant. I've said the range, and I know that he's very good in these situations, but he's got that little bit of technique that has that dip, and it just maybe dips a little bit too late, doesn't it? But credit to the strike, almost everything correct. But just smashing off the top of the crossbar and away.
Really good effort, as you said a couple of minutes ago. Phil Parkinson in the Wrexham dugout there will just be thinking that they're very, very fortunate it's only 1-0, because this tie could be almost over already.
Yeah, it could be. Not only the domination of possession, they had 9 shots, and 4 of them have been on target, which is absolutely ridiculous to think that the away side, they're a young team, and they have been the best team. There's been no doubt of that whatsoever.
Yeah, nothing on target at all yet for Wrexham. 25 minutes played. That's O'Brien. It's worth chasing. Colwill does, but it's okay. It's Cleworth who's fouled. A free kick to Wrexham.
Yeah, that's what impressed me watching them at the start of the season, Cardiff, and I think the fact that they do want to play football, but they do have that press in the high line. You can see how high up the pitch midfielders are almost on the toes of the defensive midfielders, and the way that Wrexham play, I think that might be certainly one thing that we'll see quite a lot of, is that high press and maybe winning the ball high up the pitch.
Good turn that by Colwill, finding Capaccio. Kellyman. Joel Colwill. Opportunity to get the ball in the box as he tries to go outside of Ryan Longman. There might have been a little shove. He thought there was, but it's not been given that way. It's going to be a goal kick.
Yeah, it did look like just got the better of Ryan Longman, and I think once you go round a player here, he takes that big touch. Is there a slight clip, maybe? The hat-tricks have made it look a lot worse than what it was. Maybe it is the right call from Gavin Ward.
1-0 it remains. That's a good touch. Really well brought down by Longman. Smith is inside the penalty area. Broadhead has got there. Opportunity for Wrexham maybe to deliver. Going to switch it left to right. Cleworth onto Barnett. And they're going to come back again. Cody. And then they're forced to go long. And Thomason overhits it by a good distance.
It's a poor pass, and that's credit to Cardiff City is that when they're out of possession, haven't got the ball and they're chasing, they're getting back to a real compact defensive unit that's forcing Wrexham back to the defensive line and making them make decisions and calls and maybe forcing issues.
Capaccio with that throw. Smash forward by Ryan Wintle, carefully watched and headed away by Barnett for Wrexham, but Wintle has it again for the visitors. You'd hardly know they were the away team. They dominated every statistic in this game. Chambers. Took a little flick, that clearance from Barnett. It's going to be a throw in to Wrexham. Cardiff City finalists, as I was saying, in 2012 in the Carabao Cup, lost on penalties to Liverpool at Wembley and have been nowhere near this stage of the competition since. I remember speaking actually, Lee Hendry, to Ben Turner. You remember him, central defender for Cardiff City, played in that final. Much later on, he was playing for Buxton in an FA Cup tie, and he was recalling that penalty shootout, and he said Stephen Gerrard went up first and missed, then Charlie Adam went up second and missed, and Liverpool still won.
Unbelievable. That's penalties for you though, isn't it?
Two of the best penalty takers in the top flight at the time.
They do say the best players and always the best penalty takers do fulfill that, do they?
Well, those two could take penalties, couldn't they? Oh.
It is a pressure moment though, I must admit.
Here's Callum Chambers. Wintle back to the Cardiff defender. Cole trying to improvise to find a way to find Kieran Ashford, couldn't quite do it. Wrexham just needs something to get the crowd going again. They came with such high expectations, and it's been tough for them so far. It's been a tough watch for half an hour.
Yeah, it hasn't. And you make a really good point there. It almost needs like a 50-50 challenge that might just spur everyone on. Not that it should do, because the atmosphere is bouncing.
Longman, well, that was perhaps going to be the moment to get the crowd on its feet. It's certainly firmly hit by Longman, but rising all the time.
Yeah. There's not an awful lot of options on for him, so he takes that strike on, but it's always rising over Nathan Trott's goal.
Half an hour played, and not much for Phil Parkinson to be happy about so far.
Yeah, I mean, listen, he won't be happy with the way things have gone in. It's only half an hour or so, and I think that's one thing he might just reflect on, but just look at the scoreline with it being 1, and that could be easily 3. And I think that's when he knows, he's still in this game. It's just weathering a bit of a storm that Cardiff have through at Wrexham so far. They've been the better side. They've dominated and dictated lots of aspects of this first half.
Kellyman. Wintle. Bagan, I think, thought about having a go from there, but he perhaps wisely decided not to. Here's Ryan Wintle, and that's going to bobble through the crowd and wide of the left-hand upright.
It just seems so many options, doesn't there, when Cardiff go forward? I mean, look at the amount of blue and white shirts that obviously face up Wrexham. There's options, and if it's not a pass that they're picking out, they're taking a strike on, which we just see there with Wintle having a pop from 20 yards or so.
That's a good turn. Ken Ashford been chased down by Rathbone and Barnett. Chambers. Capaccio under a bit of pressure. That's done pretty well there.
Yeah, squeeze was getting put on there from Ryan Longman. Really composed, aren't they? Most of these Cardiff players are comfortable on the ball, aren't they? It's one thing that Barry Murphy brought to the football club, as you touched on, coming from Manchester City, is that they want to play football, they want to play with a purpose. And that's been brave on the football. They've been really brave on the ball this evening, have they? As they have all season, really.
Wrexham have a couple of their big guns on the bench, of course, it's worth saying, in Kiefer Moore and Josh Windass, who've both been amongst the goals this season. I'm pretty sure if it's still like this, at some point we will see both. That's a good ball, Kellyman. Capaccio providing a little run, Kellyman uses it to drift inside. Did that take a deflection on its way wide? Yes, it did. It's a corner.
Yeah, every time he gets hold of the ball, Kellyman, he wants to come inside, wants to get on that left foot where he can take a pop, maybe just things open up for him. Hard to defend that, is it really is, because sometimes players have that option of going the other way, but when he gets that half a yard burst of pace, which he has, to get away from Longman, that's where he's getting his strike on.
Ashford with this corner kick for Cardiff City, and put back in by Capaccio, cleared away by Rathbone, only as far as Joel Bacon here for Cardiff. Who really have just oozed control in this game. And now Capaccio. O'Brien got a touch on it, but didn't have the pace to run away from Ronan Capaccio. Play by Ashford, Kellyman again. As soon as Kellyman gets it, Capaccio gives him that option pretty much every time.
They've been outstanding, they really have.
Oh, that's a lovely ball in by Fish. That was asking a question or two. Great curling ball in towards Colwill, put behind for a Cardiff corner.
Yeah, it's Fish that comes out of that defensive zone. We normally see him and he's trying to pick out that forward run there. You can see of Joel Colwill trying to get on the end of it, ends up being good defending once again from Wrexham. I think the only criticism you will say, and it's not really criticism, but is that Cardiff haven't gone and got a second goal that might give them that little bit more of a comfortable edge. I think that's the worrying sign, is the chances they've had. They should certainly have a comfortable side of it.
Kellyman's corner is deep, and that's put behind for another one to Cardiff City. They are pretty much fully employed, Wrexham, in just trying to keep Cardiff out.
Yeah, I wonder whether Phil Parkinson might make some changes at half-time, because I can't see that he's going to be happy. The fans are clearly not happy that they need to sit and not see an awful lot of action going forward.
The energy and excitement pre-match has ebbed away as the cold reality of the 36 minutes we've seen has dampened the mood at the racecourse.
The shot count is going up for Cardiff, and it's not really for Wrexham at all.
Connor Cody organising this Wrexham defence. Kean Ashford with this latest Cardiff corner kick. It's a good one as well, right on the money, pushed away by Callum Burton. Bacon gets it back out to Ashford. He's got himself around Rathbone, who made a half block. Oh, lovely turn by Kellyman, got the better of O'Brien. Amari Kellyman, Ronan Capaccio, unselfish, looked for Kellyman, jabbed away. Wrexham in real bother here. Ruben Colwill gets it wide. Ashford's cross. Oh, and Capaccio made a mess of the header. It was a really great chance, and they're very fortunate that he made a real hash of it.
Yeah, another massive chance for Cardiff, and I think Capaccio should do better. I mean, how good is the bit of movement? Kellyman, absolutely outstanding. He just instigated most of that attacking threat there. Really good to watch, I must say.
Well, you have to rub your eyes and remind yourself that it's Wrexham who are in the higher division.
Yeah, for sure. I wouldn't think that on certainly 38 minutes.
Cody, Thomason, Longman down the line, and it's going to be a free kick. It's offside against Lewis O'Brien.
That's been the story of the half for Wrexham. Just haven't really been able to work anything. Lewis O'Brien here just runs too quickly. It's a tight call. Chambers might have just played him on, but just hasn't worked. He hasn't had enough ball for me. Lewis O'Brien, he can start attacks. He can produce magical things when he gets on the football.
It's Connor Cody had to get that right, and he did. Now Broadhead to O'Brien. He's definitely onside this time. Bacon, left back, was playing him on. O'Brien passes off the mark. He couldn't pick out Rathbone, and you can hear the groans.
Yeah, real groans of frustration, and I think if they are to get in positions like that, particularly when they're winning the ball back, then they've got to go and work the area quickly. I think that's why the groans are ringing around the stadium.
George Thomason is the man down here for Wrexham. He was actually a doubt for this game with a thigh injury. Just going to have a little bit of treatment. This is what happened.
I think he fell awkwardly, straight away clutching sort of glute from hamstring. This is a quality bit of play. This is from Kellyman. Dances past 3-4 players. They work it, they keep it alive. Ruben Colwill, just a little bit of fake disguise, and then the ball comes all the way through. There is a slight ricochet en route to Ronan Capaccio. I still think he could do better. It still comes at some distance, but he heads it into the ground rather than at the goal, and that just makes it so much easier for Callum Burton just to come and claim.
Well, he's okay, Thompson, I think. Into the last 5 minutes of this first half.
Well, they have really been a joy to watch, Cardiff City. They really have, and the big occasion hasn't fazed them. They've got on with things and played some really attractive football.
They've been great on the road as well this season. They did lose at Bolton at the weekend. It was their first away defeat, last-minute goal as well. Burton's clearance for Wrexham. It's only 6 years ago, of course, that Cardiff were a Premier League side. Now, can Wrexham build something here with Longman making the run down the left-hand side, but the ball never came his way. It's come to him now, inadvertently. Finds Rathbone. Barnett. Smith in the middle. Broadhead just outside the penalty area. Ollie Rathbone here. George Dobson. The slip is unfortunate from Broadhead. Cleworth, Dobson. Ryan Longman for Wrexham. Just a couple of minutes of this first half to go. It's Clew needing a bit of help finding it.
It's a bit of spell for Wrexham having a possession, aren't they? Keeping the ball a little bit better.
Now O'Brien can reach this. Smith is in the middle. Only Smith in the middle, really. His header wouldn't fall to a red jersey. You could just see there, couldn't you, Lee? I mean, so often in this game, Cardiff have had 5, 6 blue shirts within 25 metres of the Wrexham goal. On that occasion, O'Brien had the chance to cross in. Only really Smith in the area, a couple of red jerseys on the edge of the box, but just outnumbered.
Yeah, and that's why I say there has to be a hell of a lot more. It's putting quality into the box, it's loading the box when you get that opportunity and you find yourself in good areas. That's a really clumsy foul on O'Brien, but yes, has to be better. There has to be more intensity from Wrexham if they are to get back into this game.
Pacquiao taking his time, aware maybe that we're ticking into the last minute of normal time in the first half, and Cardiff earn themselves another throw in a little bit further up the touchline. Their last fourth round tie, by the way, back in 2012 on the way to the final, was a victory over Burnley, a team they've already dispatched in this season's competition. If they're looking for little omens, those Cardiff City fans, of a route to the final, well, Burnley might offer them. Beaten in 2012, beaten in 2025. Lots for him to say at half-time, I would think.
Yeah, lots to ponder, lots to ponder. Many reasons. No shots on target is a real disappointment being at home. I have to say that. That's right. There's rings of frustration from the fans. They want to see more.
Miss-hit that, Kellyman. He's not done too much wrong in the first half. They'll allow him one aberration. Nathan Trott has had very little to do in the Cardiff goal. Just a minimum of 2 added minutes to add on. Ryan Barnett's forward ball, won't find Smith.
I'd be very surprised if we didn't see a change in that top half.
Now here's Smith, oh, and that is just wide of that upright. Well, it fell to him. It was a bit lucky the way it came to him, and he nearly put it away.
Yeah, they do get fortunate, but this is a bit of a high press. He goes for that little reverse one at the near post. Nathan Trott doesn't test him, goes through the legs of Fish and wide. I mean, that would have massive been a sucker punch, wouldn't it? Particularly when you've dominated this first half for Cardiff. That's what you want to see from your forward players.
That would have been an absolute smash and grab against the whole tenet of the first half if Smith had put that in the back of the net. Pretty sure we'll see Kiefer Moore come in and shake things up at some point.
I think so. I just think that they missed that real focal point, and that's how much he is really key to the way that they play and the way they set up.
So the referee blows his whistle, Gavin Ward. Lots of excitement and anticipation about this cup tie in both camps, but the Wrexham fans bitterly disappointed with that first 45 minutes. Broadhead and Smith maybe with their best chances. Cardiff have hit the woodwork twice and took the lead in the 13th minute. A tap in from Yusuf Salek after Callum Burton had made a good save to deny Amari Kellyman. Cardiff have simply been excellent. Half-time, Wrexham 0, Cardiff 1. So welcome back to the racecourse as Wrexham come out for the second half, and as you can see, they are unfurling their two main men up front, really. Kiefer Moore and Josh Windass are both looking like they're coming on for the second half. There's Windass. Kiefer Moore will have his shirt on in a moment, and no great surprise, I think, Lee Hendry, to see them coming on.
Oh, definitely not. I mean, it just hasn't worked. It didn't work in that first half. There was nothing to sing and dance about for Wrexham, and that's where I felt that when we called it just before the half, it needed something to be refreshed up. It needed an identity which would give them something, and obviously making the 3 changes is what might just inspire them to really turn on a bit of a performance that wasn't there in that first half.
Yeah, Josh Windass is on. Broadhead, Smith and Rathbone have gone off. Matty James is the other player coming on, so that's a straight positional swap in the middle of midfield. Matty James for Ollie Rathbone. Matty James, who's enjoying the latter end of his career, really, after having too many injuries throughout his playing time. But Moore and Windass on. A treble change from Phil Parkinson, and just their presence, I think, will pep people up a little bit. Cardiff City also making a substitution with Kellyman replaced by Isaac Davies, which I must admit I didn't predict.
No, definitely not. Whether that's something that might have happened during the game. He had a slight knock. He had a lot of football, didn't he?
So Davies on for Kellyman, Moore for Smith, Windass for Broadhead, James for Rathbone. Wrexham 0, Cardiff City 1. That much hasn't changed, but it may, with Wrexham kicking from left to right in the second half, giving the ball away straight from that defensive position to Davies, the substitute. Capaccio. Ball driven into the Wrexham penalty area, and Ruben Colwill has it for the visitors. Wintle, always heading wide of the post. It'll be a goal kick to Wrexham, so I mean that'll pep people up as well, which is important. We're talking about that first half, just to get the crowd going again.
Yeah, for sure, and that's why I think, you know, that changes had to be made. There was no doubt. You could see that Phil Parkinson wasn't happy with that first half performance. There was no intent, there was no signs really that felt that they were leading the home side, so maybe having to bring some of the big hitters on to turn that around and give them something to go at.
Windass with the shot, which took a deflection and flicked off Wintle and made it slightly awkward for Nathan Trott. It could have flown almost anywhere, that. Trott's long ball away downfield. Thomason with the clearance. And Cardiff will have a throw in.
I think even bringing on Matty James might be something that they've looked at, with Cole having plenty of the football and I think causing problems and maybe disrupting Wrexham defensively.
It's through to Callum Burton in the Wrexham goal. Don't forget that he made a couple of good saves in that first 45 minutes. Tip onto the post from Kian Ashford, denying Kellyman at the other side of his goal.
He was Wrexham's best player, wasn't he? There's no doubt of that, and that speaks volumes of exactly how poor they were in that first half.
Chambers back to Trott. Wintle. Played their way out quite neatly here. Now it can go from Ruben Colwill, lovely looking ball actually away to the far side to Davies. Capaccio couldn't quite find Joel Colwill, who almost forced an error from George Thomason. Wins a throw.
How comfortable do Cardiff City look when they have the football, even in their own half, and them little triangles that they create to work their way out of so-called press there from Wrexham. Brilliant. It really is.
Wintle for Cardiff City. No foul as he went to ground. I think that just hit the referee, rolled over his toes. They always hate that, referees, when they get in the way. Gavin Ward here. There he is, manager of Wales, Craig Bellamy, watching on. Rick Parry in front of him, top man of the EFL. Ryan Barnett. Oh, that's fell over and has stayed down here, which is a little bit worrying as Ashford comes forward and bends a lovely looking ball away to Isaac Davies here. Davies cross into the penalty area. It's come through to Ruben Colwill, teeing up Wintle, who's off target.
That's another good opportunity, well worked again from Cardiff. That's might have just felt the full force of that, but from the challenge, whether it was a foul or not, we'll see here. I think he just oversteps the ball and looks like he prods his toe into the ground and causes himself a problem, but they work well. Just teed up lovely for Wintle to come on and really take that strike on. It's quite the connection he wanted.
It's actually the third time they've been drawn together in this competition over the years, but the first since 1963. Wrexham have one win, Cardiff one win, and there have been 2 draws. Back in the days when penalty shootouts didn't exist. Bagan's going to take this throw in for Cardiff City. Brought down by Windass, forward by Dobson. Windass chasing this. Cardiff actually have another cup tie at the weekend. They go to Peterborough in the FA Cup, whilst Wrexham play here on Friday night against Coventry City. So that's 2 games against the Championship high flyers back-to-back for Wrexham, with a big Derby Cup tie in between. Middlesbrough last weekend, Coventry upcoming, and Cardiff in the middle. That's quite a week, isn't it? Here's Ryan Barnett. Longman's cross took a little deflection, it's in! Well, there you go. That's what he brings you. Kiefer Moore nods Wrexham level. The cross took a big deflection, but when the ball is in the air in the goal mouth, Kiefer Moore is the man you want.
Without doubt. And that goes, obviously, a disappointment for Cardiff, because of all them chances that may be squandered, but I mean, that is bread and butter for Kiefer Moore. As I said, the cross is deflected high, but it suits Kiefer Moore to come on and really take that ball forward. He just rises above Callum Chambers, gets away from his marker. We know he's got the physical presence. I think that might be one of his first touches, by the way, as well.
Yeah.
And he gets onto that sweetly.
Former Cardiff City player, of course, had 2 seasons at the club in the, well, 3 years ago he left now, but he has now scored 6 times in 6 games for his various clubs against Cardiff City, Kiefer Moore. having scored 25 times in 66 games for them. And that has completely transformed the whole feel of the cup tie.
Yeah, it needed a change, it needed something different, and maybe that identity of having that major focal point with Kiefer Moore is what sparked that change from Parkinson.
That, by the way, is the first yellow card of the game. Bagan, with that sliding challenge, is into the book. Well, they could barely have been more comfortable for 50 minutes, and suddenly it's all square and the home crowd are up.
I think the other thing for Cardiff is how do they react now? What do they do? Do they think about the disappointment of opportunities missed?
It's O'Brien, it's a good ball, it's Longman. Longman shot, oh, it's right across the face of goal.
I'll tell you what a goal does to change a game and to change confidence. Right, Longman. So O'Brien linking up here, cuts inside. It's always going wide. Trotter very comfortable as he just looks, or is it a little bit of nerves as that just goes past the post?
Goals change games, as the old cliche goes. Barry Murphy will be ruining those missed chances in the first half. That's an error. Ruben Colwill onto it. Can turn it to his left-hand side. Kian Ashford here. Does he go alone? He does. And he brings a fairly routine save, actually, from Callum Burton.
Yeah, he does. I think probably been a little bit more positive to go back across the goal. It's always what you will say. He's got acres of space. He has a little look over his shoulders to see who's coming in behind him. Not really enough power, not enough accuracy to go and get the second for Cardiff. It should be saved by Callum Burton, which he does.
Corner though. Headed up by Dobson, nodded back in. Kiefer Moore is there. And here's a chase on, and that might be Capaccio. Now the decision here is yellow or red. The yellow card is out of the pocket. He's a long way from goal. 20 metres further up the pitch, that might have been a different card.
Definitely, it's the right call. Gavin Wood knows that as well, and he gets his pocket picked. It's not dealt with. The big thing I would have said here, I'm not sure whether he could have stayed on his feet. Ron Longman, because have a look. Yes, there's connection. He has a touch still. I think he fumbles quite easily. I think he stays on his feet. There's a real good opportunity of a counter-attack. You can't see on the left side of the pitch, but stay on your feet, play that ball across. You might have had an opportunity of another goal.
So both Cardiff fullbacks have been yellow carded in the space of a couple of minutes.
Good foul, by the way, as well.
Yeah. Here's O'Brien. Suddenly there's all kinds of positivity from those in red around the racecourse ground when their chins were on their chests in the stand in the first half. Not anymore.
I felt there were going to be goals in this game. Could not be, I think, with that early good start from Cardiff. It couldn't get any worse, could it, for Wrexham? They had to turn a corner and up the ante.
O'Brien's forward ball is a good one. Cody forward, Windass stretching forward for it, more battling for it, and the free kick goes Wrexham's way. It's falling awkwardly on his shoulder here, Kiefer Moore.
He gets a squeeze on from Joe Colwill. Does he fall, or is it? So it's a orthodox collision, isn't it, where they both come across each other, they're both trying to battle. I tell you what, Colwill gets in the face as well from Kiefer Moore.
Yeah, painful one for Kiefer Moore. It's been very much a club ambition under Phil Parkinson and the ownership over the last couple of years to try and get Welsh players into the club, and obviously he is very much one of those. Nathan Broadhead as well, who came in the summer from Ipswich Town, another Welsh international. It's all about the identity and the sense of belonging, and they love him here, and this is why.
Yeah, I mean, the ball in, it's Longman that plays that ball. It's a big ricochet, but once it gets that extra bit of height off the ricochet, there's only one man that's going to go and win that. And it's just teed up lovely for him to just come and make sure he gets the contact, the purchase, which he does. What an introduction that is.
And Chambers kind of got caught under it, didn't he, because of the deflection, whereas Kiefer Moore was running onto it, and he's big and he's strong and he's powerful, and Chambers was never going to be able to do much about it.
No, you can't fault the defender, can you? I mean, the ball that's played in is almost dealt with, but it does disrupt the two centre-halves, and Chambers, yes, just maybe just couldn't sort himself out because of the height that's deflected into Kiefer Moore.
There's Cleworth for Wrexham, Barnett. Moore still off the pitch at the moment. Windass trying to find O'Brien. Straight out of play.
Well, it definitely tees us up for 30 minutes or so, doesn't it, for the finale. I think he will have been over the moon at half-time with the way it panned out. I mean, it's completely changed the reflection of the game, and all of a sudden, starting to feel that Wrexham have really come into this game in the second half, and tails are up.
Colwill. That's a foul. It's Salek rather, not Colwill. Isaac Davis with the miss kick. Hour played, 1-1. One of these teams is going through to the quarter-final of the Carabao Cup. Which Wrexham haven't played in since 1978. They lost here to the Liverpool side in their pomp in the quarter-final, 3-1. So Kenny Dalglish with a hat-trick. They're not in the last 8 yet, but their chances of doing so have increased massively since that Kiefer Moore goal. Bagan for Cardiff City, finding Kian Ashford. Ruben Colwill. Joel Colwill to Ruben, dipping. Oh, that was awkward. He's done well to hold on to that, actually.
Yeah, it was a tester for the goalkeeper, especially with that little bit of dip and spin and pace on the ball. It's like to open up now, isn't it, the game? Now we're getting a bit more of an end-to-end action.
Dobson for Wrexham.
I always think that this time of the cup competitions and rounds, when you're looking at the other fixtures that are still available, lots of Premier League sides that are going to still be in this, and that's where you feel the importance of the next round for both of these sides. Even the fact that Swansea could even be in the draw.
That's true, yep. Capaccio here. Bit of a miss kick. Cleworth. Barnett. Ashford managed to get it away from Barnett and win a free kick. He did well.
This was the goal again, wasn't it? Big ricochet. I mean, the goalkeeper's got no chance at all inside that 6-yard area. For more eyes fixated on the ball, Nathan Trott, absolutely no way of saving that whatsoever.
Fish for Cardiff. Chambers, Bagan. Ashford. Ruben Colwell, clip ball toward Davies. Davies turning it square. Well, Yusuf Salek was there. Now, was there a little bit of a push? Half an appeal from the striker as the ball comes back in over the top of Davies. It's going to be a free kick to Wrexham. I'd like to see that again.
Yeah, well, he's asking Gavin Ward, isn't he? Salek saying that there was a push. I think it was Conor Cody that got in his back, but I still thought that there might have been a bit of contact on the header. Could he have contacted? Just felt that it was only a slight push. I mean, if he gets contact to the ball, is that a different situation for the referee?
And then the foul goes against him. So 25 minutes to play, and Cardiff City are making another couple of changes. So Joel Colwell and Ryan Wintle are making way, and David Turnbull and Alex Robertson have come on for Brian Barry Murphy's side. It's the two kind of central midfielders replaced by the two who started in that position in Cardiff City's game at Bolton at the weekend.
Yeah, like for like. Just a week in refreshing that sort of midfield area up where I felt that they were very good in the first half. There's just some tired legs creeping in.
Almost midway through the second period, just maybe a timely moment to remind you there will be no extra time. If it's all square at 90 minutes, it would be straight to penalties. Well, he's seen their dominance trickle away through his fingers. Barnett for Wrexham. Nicely round the corner. This is Cleworth, a bit of green grass in front of him. He advances confidently. Little touch from Windass, really well covered. That's good play. Salek here is a little bit on his own. He may not need anybody else. Yusuf Salek just nicked away from him, held up but not completely dispossessed. And the shot takes a massive deflection as it was hit by Alex Robertson. Flew off George Dobson. It's going to be a corner. That's probably Cardiff's best moment in the second half.
Yeah, it definitely is. Salek did really well, to be honest, because he was really limited in where and what he can do with the football. He's got a number of Wrexham players around him. He works it well, uses his strength to keep hold of the ball, keep the attack going. And then a little tilt there. I just think that he could have maybe slipped in Ruben Colwill, he made a really good run to his left-hand side, but he's central of the goal, Alex Robertson. He's going to take that strike on.
Cardiff's corner. Headed away by Kiefer Moore.
And it's the other side of Kiefer Moore, is it, when you've got corners coming into the box, which I felt that Cardiff in the first half in particular had a lot of, and quite dangerous, but he's just ate every single one up in this second half that's been played into that near post area.
It's a corner. Lewis O'Brien not too sure about that, but Isaac Davis will take this corner kick. Kiefer Moore will be back there looking to defend this. Great example of that kind of striker doing that defensive job was Didier Drogba. The number of corners he used to head away for Chelsea was unbelievable.
Yeah, it was. I think that's the role that the old school sort of centre forwards used to do, wasn't it? And Drogba being standing centre forward in front of goal, and also, as you said, helping his defensive team out.
A little over 20 to play. Cardiff just beginning to flex their muscles again. Burton got something on that, not an enormous amount. And smashed away by O'Brien in the end. Callum Chambers was desperately trying to get something on the ball. And Chambers has gone to ground here, and it's going to be a free kick. It's a foul on it by Ryan Barnett. Just feel that Cardiff City have recovered a little bit their composure over the last 3 or 4 minutes and are now beginning to pose a threat again. Yeah,
they definitely have. I think you have spells, don't you? And I think the introduction of Turnbull and Robertson, I think knowing what the team's all about and just bringing a bit of fresh ideas on, just to nullify a bit of a storm that Wrexham were throwing.
Ashford's free kick played short to Bagan. Bagan's curling ball toward the back post, and it's gone in, and Fisher scored. Creeping around the back, William Fish smashes in his first goal for Cardiff City, and it puts them back in front of the racecourse.
Oh, I mean, we've just said to me the turnover of momentum and the shift that Cardiff have just got back and found their way back into this game. There's been a couple of them deep crosses that have come in and that have looked very, very dangerous. It came from a free kick, was it, where ball was played out, the foul was probably clever, I thought, from Callum Chambers, winning that, and then that ball that's whipped in. Bagan, back post, not dealt with. We talked about Kiefer Moore being good defensively. Maybe just doesn't realise that Will Fish is just behind him. But I tell you what, that's not an easy finish by any stretch. It's making sure you get in the area, it's making sure you get the contact, and making sure you hit the target. He did every single one of them, and that's why he got his rewards.
That is a really good strike. Wrexham 1, Cardiff 2. Well, they went away to Premier League Burnley in round 3 and won. They're away from home at a side the division above them, and they're winning again. But Wrexham aren't done yet. They've got bodies in the box. Kiefer Moore! Bagan in the way. That's a real opportunity. I think Bagan might have pulled a muscle, actually.
Yeah, he's having a stretch off there, both hamstrings.
Wrexham corner.
It's good work. I mean, listen, you have to respond. They respond quickly. Wrexham, disappointment of conceding. Just drags his shot completely, Kiefer Moore. Real contact.
Oh, and he got the touch on it, Kiefer Moore, in the crowd, as he generally does. He just couldn't quite get it on target.
By the way, this is a big chance for Kiefer Moore, and he knows it as well. At pace, inside the 6-yard area. Is he trying to be too cute? He gets plenty of contact. That isn't far away from nestling in that top corner.
So Cardiff City back in front. Burton slightly mishit that. Brought down by Turnbull. Robertson for Bagan. Barnett's clearance up towards Moore, who's given the ball away. This is Robertson, poked on by Colwill. Davies can't quite reach it.
That was an opportunity for Cardiff there. Coleman just putting too much on that pass, asking too much of, was it Davies? That would have been a golden opportunity there, I'd have felt.
And the noise is coming once again from those who have travelled from South Wales, as Phil Parkinson is going to juggle his pack again. Given away though to Robertson. Davies with the forward ball, Alex Robertson, and they'll take that. Cardiff, they've got a corner kick.
Yeah, this second half really boiling up. I don't think it's over by any stretch to you. It just feels like there's plenty more to go by, even though we are approaching the last 15 minutes or so, plus stoppages.
Well, they won't make changes while they're defending a corner. A little over 15 minutes to go. Whistle goes, there's a push, a bit of holding or something inside the penalty area. It'll be a free kick to Wrexham. Shots, Cardiff City to Wrexham's 10. Wow, 21 shots away from home.
Yeah, it's phenomenal. 8 of them on target as well. And to be quite honest, they've had some really good opportunities, haven't they? I know it's 2-1, but...
And on target doesn't count the 2 that hit the woodwork.
Exactly. I mean, you do say that they're by far the better side in the first 45 minutes or so. But it's Wrexham, they've responded, but still find themselves behind.
Ryan Hardy is going to be coming on, and Issa Kabore too. Ryan Hardy, one of the Plymouth heroes of last season when they knocked Liverpool out of the FA Cup, you may remember, down at Home Park. O'Brien. Moore and Windass in the middle. O'Brien has managed to sneak it in the direction of Longman. Longman's run was covered, but it doesn't matter because O'Brien's got a free kick for his side.
Yeah, I thought he just held on to the ball a little bit too much there. That caused him that bit of congestion, but he rides the foul.
And a push from Capacchio. Well, this is going to be an opportunity from the set piece, clearly. Ryan Hardy is coming on, and Issa Kabore as well. Connor Cody and Ryan Barnett make way. Free kick, and they'll be looking for Kiefer Moore. Or indeed, the man has just come on. Ryan Hardy in, goes the free kick, and it's Hardy. Oh, that was definitely his first touch. We think Moore might have scored with his. That would definitely have been his first touch.
Oh, it definitely was, wasn't it? Just on cue that was. It was a first touch that might just seem Wrexham level.
And here's a chance for Hardy running in behind. Hardy, can he turn and get a shot away? It's blocked, and blocked well. Hardy still. So O'Brien stepped over it, hoping it might come to Dobson. Well, Hardy has not been slow in getting involved.
No, straight into the thick of the action, as you'd expect. The dice has officially been thrown by Phil Parkinson, who knows that he needs another goal, and that's what he's brought on another striker who's immediately made an impact.
It's a free kick to Cardiff. Capaccio plays it to Robertson. Bagan here. Bagan's forward ball is a really good-looking one as well. Turnbull, Bagan. Good block, Kabore. Just then hit the heel of Bagan and fell nicely for Turnbull.
And he brings on something of pace and energy down that right-hand side, Kabore. The system might have just changed a little bit with Connor Cody going off and obviously two more attacking-minded players. That's why I feel there's gaps appearing.
Colwell trying to wriggle through a gap. It just flicked off the heel of Cleworth. Bagan. Longman's header will go for a Cardiff City throw-in. We're edging into the last 10 minutes of this game. Are we going to have a League One side in the quarter-finals of the Carabao Cup? The whistle has gone before Yusuf Salek was having his shirt pulled.
He should do better there for me. I think he's got a firm grip of where he wants. It's Cleworth really tight on him. He doesn't really have to use his arms and his hands. Just get a hold of the ball and you're in a super opportunity in the 18-yard box where he might have to tee someone up or take a shot on himself. Concentrates on really using his arms. It draws the foul.
Bagan for Cardiff. 10 to play, plus added time. Running Capaccio. Well won by O'Brien. Clean challenge, but Wrexham give it away, and it's an opportunity for Kian Ashford. Well read by Burton in the Wrexham goal. Bagan is being urged to shoot by the Cardiff City fans, but I think he rather wisely decided not to. And then is very carelessly allowed that ball to roll away from him. Perry NG is going to be coming on here for Cardiff City. 10 minutes to play and a lead to protect. You can understand the thinking behind that, especially with Joel Bagan on a yellow.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense, doesn't it? Perry NG, experienced player in that Cardiff squad. It's all about game management now for Brian Barry Murphy and Cardiff City. This will be a great result, it really will be. Some might argue, but I think overall they have been the better side, you know, when you put it all together. That little spell where they just switched off at times, and as you'd expect with the changes that Phil Parkinson made, there was always going to be an impact with the quality that were being used by Wrexham.
Robertson. Colwell. Robertson again. Nicely done. Good hit, well saved. There's Isaac Davis on his left foot, bringing a decent save from Callum Burton.
It's a good strike from Isaac Davis. It's not an easy one for the goalkeeper.
Here's Kabore, playing in the Premier League with Luton not so long ago. He's kept that in play. First time maybe, second time definitely not.
Yeah, he's got the pace and direct vibe about him, hasn't he? Wants to get forward and take on full-backs and put delivery into the box, not on that time.
Still actually a Manchester City player, Kabore is on loan at Wrexham. He's been on a trip around Europe as a loanee from Manchester City. Got some pace about him.
Yeah, he's got the attributes, hasn't he? I think just getting out and getting game time, developing. There's lots of Manchester City players, and the younger players certainly go and do.
He's 24 now. He probably, I don't know, I don't wish to say he won't make it at Manchester City, but it's going to be hard for him to make it at Manchester City. He's never played for them yet, but here's Windass for Wrexham. O'Brien forward, Kiefer Moore. Comfortable for Trott. Thomason.
I feel there'll be another big chance before this game's out, I'll tell you, and I'm not sure where it's going to go, but I think with that little bit of disruption to the back line and the change in personnel for Wrexham, I do feel that it might possibly go Cardiff's way if they can get hold of that ball and work something like they have done in this game. They've been really good.
Capaccio over on the left-hand side now. Chambers, Trott. G. Turnbull. Capaccio. Ken Ashford back into Ronan Capaccio, just ran into Kabore, and Dobson's there for Wrexham. Callum Chambers got a boot in, but O'Brien, that's a good ball, and Windass here. Hardy in the middle, it's gone beyond him. Kiefer Moore's touch just let him down, then he gets the shot away, which was well blocked. And that's too close to Trott.
I just wonder whether Josh Windass could have maybe taken it on a little bit further rather than trying to take that early pass on. It was always going to be difficult for Kiefer Moore. Really zipped in at pace for him.
Well, we've not been short of efforts at goal in this game. Isaac Davis for Cardiff City. Almost into Turnbull.
It's been a really good game, it really has. Just what I expected, to be quite honest. Two sides who won't just lay down and won't surrender.
Thomason's forward ball. Moore holds it up, but was really well dispossessed, actually. His running Capaccio. Short that pass for Capaccio. He's trying to hold off Dobson. So Cardiff City are going to make a change, get Gabriel Osho onto the pitch. Ken Ashford's had a good game, but his match is up, and on comes Osho, defender for a wide player. Hold on to what they have is the plan.
Yeah, they've definitely gone to the back three, back five, if you like.
It was a teammate, of course, of Kabore's at Kenilworth Road a couple of seasons ago. In goes the ball. Windass with a little flick on. Kiefer Moore was there. It's a good defensive header to keep it away from Kiefer Moore by Fish, whose goal at the moment is the difference between Wrexham and Cardiff City. Davies. Getting the better of Longman. ultimately dispossessed. '89th minute of this Carabao Cup 4th round tie. Dobson's forward ball is not a bad one actually. Kiefer Moore has made it his. Kiefer Moore just got the better of Fish in a physical battle. Hardy's in the middle. Moore's looking for some help. Windass comes to provide it. In toward Moore again, inevitably. He won the header, O'Brien, and the whistle has gone. It's a foul by Lewis O'Brien and a free kick to Cardiff City. He's furious. Cardiff are very happy indeed.
Yeah, he's furious as well because G has a quick look over his shoulder. I'll tell you what, it's not a foul for me at all, and that's why he's absolutely furious, because he's going to have the momentum of going and winning that header. He has to jump to win it. G just puts his body there, and that just relieves that little bit of pressure for Cardiff City,
who are moments away now from what would only be their second Carabao Cup or League Cup quarter-final since 1965. Nice little chest off that. Couldn't quite find Davis. Hardy running in behind is agonising for him like a fruit just out of reach.
It was a good idea from Lewis O'Brien. He's trying to outside of the boot pass, almost putting it on a plate there for Ryan Hardy.
Well, all eyes any moment now will be on fourth official Benjamin Speedy, who will come out with his board and let everybody know how much added time there is. There it goes. The answer is 5. Little deflection on the cross. Knocked down from Kabore. That's okay, Wrexham still have it. Dobson. Kabore. Trying to go outside. Capaccio did get the cross in. Osho there to clear.
Yeah, he's done well, hasn't he? Capaccio has been filtered across to this left back role. He knows he's got his hands full.
Kabore can provide the cross. Kiefer Moore at the back post competing for it. It's come off the head of Fish. And it's a corner kick to Wrexham.
Yeah, this is a big, big opportunity for Wrexham to try and get a level up. Needs good delivery, needs good supply.
Well, they've been really entertained, but they might be really disappointed if they can't get a goal from here, those Wrexham supporters. Osho's just come on for Cardiff. Burton's ball away downfield. Perrier-Ng with the header. That's a foul. Card is coming out here. Dobson wants to take it quickly, but the referee wants to get the card out for Alex Robertson first.
It was an easy one for Gavin Ward right in front of him. It was a late lunge from Robertson. One they're going to have to defend, giving away cheap free kicks, corners. You don't want that these last few minutes.
In it goes. Callum Chambers got something on it. Moore is competing with Osho. It's scrapped away. And that's actually a very good ball from Ruben Colwill. It was calm and collected, and Cardiff City might benefit from it. He's just run himself into a bit of a blind alley, though. Osho to Trott. Chambers header. Dobson allowed to go and collect. Dobson lifting it in toward the penalty area just too high for Kiefer Moore. Did it take a little flick off the Cardiff defender? It didn't. It's a goal kick, and they're edging nearer here, Cardiff City.
Yeah, I mean, credit to Cardiff. I mean, look, spells there where you're just thinking they just want to clear it, but seeing the composure, putting Cole on the edge of his box, not just distributing a ball into space for no need whatsoever.
Last 90 seconds of this tie. Colwell with the header forward. Held up well actually by Youssouf Saleh. He was hoping to get a free kick and he hasn't. Just about time. Dobson for Wrexham, Kabore for Wrexham. Dobson making the run, Kabore. Windass. Windass with the ball in, Osho with the clearing header. Windass will have another go. That's a better one. Oh my goodness me. Chambers missed it, Fish didn't, and he very nearly put it in his own net.
He did, nearly had a brace, didn't he? One that he wouldn't have wanted, and he doesn't know an awful lot. I think he thinks Chambers has got the contact, and then it's all wrong. Unfortunately for him, it's past the post.
That was so close. And Cardiff City are so close. Nothing wrong with that. Matty James will take this corner. 5 minutes indicated. 5 seconds of those remain. The referee has seen something he doesn't like the look of, and is having a word with Cleworth.
Big bit of defending needed, isn't there, from Cardiff.
Osho's trying to get near Kiefer Moore. In goes the ball, and Burton is going to have to trot back to his goal. The free kick has gone Cardiff City's way. Puzzled looks on Wrexham faces. George Dobson adjudged to have committed a foul, and Cardiff City are almost there.
Yeah, for sure. He's been outstanding, by the way, he has. I know he's drifted out of the game in the second half, but everything he's done has been influential. He's been good on the ball. I've said he's a player to watch in League One this season. Standout player who should mop up most awards.
And there's the whistle that means Cardiff City are into the last 8 of the Carabao Cup for only the second time in 60 years. Youssouf Saleh with the goal in the first half, equalised by Kiefer Moore, but the winning goal from Will Fish, ghosting in at the back post, and over the course of the 90 minutes, Lee Hendry, I think you would say the right team won.
I think so, yeah. I think he was always going to get a spell from Wrexham. Phil Parkinson made the changes and it worked well for periods of that second half. But credit to Cardiff, you know, that could easily go against them, particularly having the chances they had, and I think having really good spells in the game where I thought they were effective. I just felt that Wrexham fell short of that, and that's why Cardiff come away winners. I thought they were brilliant all over the pitch. There was lots of changes made from both sides, but I think overall Brian Barry Murphy's Cardiff were the better side.
Outstanding display. The manager clearly has enjoyed it, and he has a quarter-final to look forward to. Wrexham 1, Cardiff City 2. So Wrexham and Cardiff head-to-head in the fourth round of the Carabao Cup at the racecourse. Hugely anticipated Welsh clash, and Cardiff City had much the better of it in the first half. Joel Colwell with a shot charge down there, but it wasn't all one-way traffic. Wrexham had their moments too. Broadhead involved on more than one occasion.